Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Oblivion again. We're still in the market district in the Imperial City now. Before we go any further, because I completely forgot to do this at the beginning of the Let's Play, I just want to extend a special thanks to everyone who helped me get the mod set up for this Let's Play. Why do you keep bothering me? Ignore roadblock. Ignore roadblock, more like it. Anyway, yeah, very special thanks. Thanks for everyone who gave suggestions, and extra special thanks to the few guys who went out of their way to give me massive sort of posts full of loads and loads of really good info about mods and things like that, and their setups that they're using and that sort of thing. Obviously, we've had one crash already so far, but it's going to crash. I mean, it's not going. I'm never going to be able to get it to not crash unless I was playing pretty much the complete vanilla game, and even then I'd probably get crashes every now and again. That's just what Oblivion is like. Every Oblivion Let's Play I've ever watched has had relatively frequent crashing in it, so I had hoped we might be able to go a bit longer before it happened, but never mind. I have generally found that the amount of time I can go between crashes generally depends on how often the memory is purged, like this. You see that at the top left. I don't know if I've explained this or not already. I'm using a mod called Oblivion Reloaded, which makes a few graphical enhancements, particularly to the water and stuff like that. The main reason I actually got it is because it makes a bunch of performance improvements, namely it automatically purges the cell buffer in the game, the game's memory, periodically. Now, I think I can change the settings for it in the ini file, but generally what I tend to do is it has a manual button for it as well. If I press F12, it purges the memory. It won't be doing anything now because we've started off in this cell and I just loaded up the game, but after I've been into a few buildings, and especially when we're outdoors, if I regularly purge the memory, which the thing is going to do in the background for me anyway if I forget, that will hopefully reduce the crashes. I noticed, certainly, that was the case after I installed it. I think that's a big culprit. Oblivion just, once its memory gets full of crap from all these mods I've got, like unique landscapes and better cities, it gets really dodgy. Because if you think about it, it crashed when I'd come into the waterfront tunnel after being outside in the waterfront district for ages, after having fought with those pirate guys and stuff, and that was a very laggy district because it was full of just random junk and stuff, so I'm not surprised it happened, to be honest with you, and that's just the thing. So I will have to remember to do that. I will also have to remember to quick save every now and again. There we go. And we should be okay, really. The main thing is, ultimately, unless there are any huge mod conflicts, which there shouldn't be, because I have tested this, we should be fine. We'll have to put up with a random crash every now and again, but provided we don't muck about with the load order like I did in the previous Let's Play, we should be able to go on for a while. We'll get random Oblivion weirdness thrust our way, generally speaking, just because that's what this game is like, but we should be able to deal with it. Fingers crossed, anyway. So, right, here we are in the Market District. Oh, there's a couple of mod things I need to configure, actually. Shit, I forgot about that completely. I'll be right back, viewers. Okay, that's done now. Good. I will just now quick save that. Yeah, I did a couple of little mod configuration thingies I forgot to do completely when we started. Anyway, so less about that now, the better. So yeah, here we are in the Market District. Zog is stood around here kind of really wondering what to do. He has almost no money. He has no proper gear. He's got a few weapons. He doesn't have any armor other than these leather greaves. Yeah, we need to do something. We need to find some money somehow and whatnot. It's the whole reason we're here in Cyrodiil to begin with. You know, well, one of the reasons we're here in Cyrodiil to begin with. So yeah, do we really have anything else we could sell? I don't think we do we? How are we doing? We're not hungry or thirsty, still good. I suppose we've got these, but I'm not sure we really want to go searching the entire Nibene Basin or West Weald. You know, it would take a very long time. I'd probably spend 20 episodes just trying to track one of those things down. Bookshop. Bookshop. Hello. Yes.
I'm Phintius, owner and proprietor of the first edition. Look around. If I don't have it, maybe I can get it.
I see.
What can I interest you in?
I am looking for writing tools. You do not have any writing tools. I will be leaving. Goodbye.
Good day.
He doesn't like people browsing, does he? Zog is looking for writing tools. He didn't learn to read and write until, well, probably his like late teens or something like that. He hasn't known how to read and write his whole life, and though he would never ever admit it, he's actually sort of a little bit jealous of book smart people. You know, people who read lots of books and are very, very clever. Zog, scribe supplies. Zog is he's not really interested in reading books about stuff, but he wishes he was a bit more, I wouldn't say more intelligent necessarily, but knowledgeable, I guess, would be the right thing. Zog's not necessarily stupid. He just has a different kind of wisdom about the world, you know. He doesn't, he's not a scholar or anything like that. He's not a scribe or a mage or anything like that. But, you know, he's a warrior. He knows things that those guys don't, but he also doesn't know things that they do. And he's quite jealous of so-called clever people, you know. And, he was taught to read and write by, the shaman in his tribe, or his clan or whatever. He needs to go away. He was taught to read and write by the shaman in his clan, who always told him that the best way to sort of get better at reading and writing and stuff was to do it yourself and practice it. So Zog's got a book with him, an empty book, a blank book, which he intends to use as a sort of journal. But he
Don't be the last to read today's Black Horse Courier.
Yes, good. I already have your copy of the Black Horse Courier. I will be on my way. So anyway, yeah, he's looking for something he can use to write, like an inkwell and a quill or something. But thing is, Zog, you know, he wouldn't willingly admit any of this. He's an orc. He doesn't want to be looked at as a, you know, a sissy scroll scribbler. So he's a little bit insecure about this sort of thing. So he doesn't really want to let anyone see him going into the bookshops or scribe supplies shops and things. So, wow, he disappeared pretty quickly, didn't he? Black Horse Courier guy, right. Aha, inkwells and quills! If you've come for office supplies, you've come to the right place. Scribe supplies offer all sorts of items dedicated to the artist in mind, whether it be writing a book, painting a masterpiece, or simply writing down your thoughts. Is this stuff in high demand? You bet it is. I ship paper, books, scrolls, canvas, and all sorts of other supplies, including quills, paint and inkwells, brushes, and other office supplies all over Cyrodiil. You'll find my personal products in almost every home and store in every city from Anvil all the way up to Bruma, even as far south as Lerwin. I also ship to the other provinces, but not as much, seeing as they themselves are already quite self-sufficient with stationery. Right.
Let's do business.
Custom stamps. Oh, goodness. Okay, he's got 36 of these inkwells. And one of these inkwells. Which is the one I need? They're probably labelled differently on the shelf, and poor old Zog's really confused. He doesn't know which one he needs. Take the one. There's 36 of them. Surely that must be the more common one, the more useful one if there's 36 of them. And, a lockpick. Wow, okay. And, need a quill. Again. Odd. I'll take one of the many quills instead of the strange individual quill.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for your services. Right. Now where can we go? There's private where we can try this out.
How are you?
Not really sure. Where could we go? Call those curiosities. Okay.
Hail.
Juno's guest house. A corner to sit in over here. Oh, I tell you what, we'll go back to the Merchant's Inn. We'll go to our room if we've still got it.
Yes.
We'll sit in there and then we can try out our new inkwell and quill. No one will ever know that Zog writes in books. Damn. I don't know if I can afford another day's worth of. I can't. I only have 8 gold. No. Sit in this darkened corner. This'll do. Right. Zog's journal. Right. You can't write in a journal book without an inkwell and quill. Evidently, we bought the wrong inkwell and quill. Bollocks. I mean, we have got them, haven't we? Yeah, quill, inkwell. Crap. I can't believe I'm actually having to reload this, but I don't have the gold to spare. I can't afford to buy the wrong inkwell and quill. I thought that separate inkwell and quill looked a little suspicious. I guess that must be the ones we were supposed to buy. Whoops. I turned the music volume up a little bit, by the way. I thought it was a little bit quiet in the first couple of videos.
Hello there.
Good afternoon.
Personally. Oh god, now there's people watching. Just go away. Oh no, he's coming back. That's right, you leave. Right, no. Right, quickly, while she's not looking. Go in. Okay. Yes.
Let's do business.
So, let's oh god, what's it doing? Right, let's try. Why does he have 2 of those now? I'm confused.
I wouldn't
Whatever.
make that deal with Tell your
Right, let's just see. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Right, okay. Jolly good. Right, yes. Anyway, so but this basically means the old journal thing is back. I think I might start doing that again. Yeah, because people really like that. Actually, I mean, not everyone read them or watched them or whatever, and that's fine. But a lot of people like them, and I can understand that. I appreciate that. I think it's a good idea. I might as well do it. It's it's less work on my part than having to do some sort of blinking cutscene anyway. Movie thing in between videos or whatever. So yeah. It's good, I like it. It's a way of getting the character's thoughts straight from the character to the viewer rather than me narrating it or whatever. So we've got that now. I guess we might as well... I think we'd probably go exploring a bit. Try and familiarise ourselves with the city. Have a poke around, see what there is to find. Ooh.
Fight well.
This looks different. Oh, hello. That's a lot of parchment.
Be seeing you.
Well, the Bank of Cyrodiil's changed. It looks more like a bank, to be fair. Better cities must... Yeah, as I said, I've updated better cities, so... A lot of things are different. And improved. Stonewall shields.
Stonewall shields. We specialize in shields. Viator Asius, your servant. Only
Do
quality.
you have... Fur shield. Fur helmet. Fur boots. Ugh, all cost more money than we've got by far. Tower of the Nine. Ooh. 28,000 gold, eh? Wow. Worn fur. So much cheaper, is it really? In fact, it might be slightly more expensive, hilariously enough. Not sure. But anyway, yeah. We need a shield, but we can't afford one right now. We also need a bow and some arrows. But, you know, once again, can't bloody afford it. We really do need to find some money somehow. Who the hell are you?
Go ahead, please.
Oh, you're a man with a very odd-looking face, that's what you are. And that's coming from this. Slightly tired already? Good grief. Well, then again, it's 1 PM, I suppose. The market sewers. We want to go crawling around in the sewers? I don't see why we would. I mean, I don't know why. I don't think Zog would really be expecting to find anything down there. It's not like going into an ancient ruin or a cave or something where you might find some treasure. I mean, who expects to find treasure in the fucking sewers? It's just, you know.
Hello.
So, I mean, I'm sure we probably could find some things of value down there, just because I've been down there before as a player, but I don't think it would occur to Zog that going into the sewers to look for treasure was a remotely sensible idea whatsoever. The arena. Well, can't afford that either. Office of Imperial Engineering. Interesting. Lead Imperial Engineer. Welcome to the Office of Imperial Engineering. They are responsible for maintaining all Imperial land holdings as well as developing and planning future expansions of the Empire. We don't get many civilian visitors to our quarter, nevertheless, how may I be of service of you? Apartment for sale? There's an apartment for sale? Yes, there's an apartment for sale right here in the market district, but you don't look like the sort I would sell to. You bastard. What is Imperial Engineering? The Office of Imperial Engineering is our division title, but we'd like to consider ourselves in the Engineering Guild. When Tiber Septim made the city the centre of the Empire, he established a number of offices like this one to supervise labourers. Okay. Oh, right then, well. Public bathing house, not interested. Fishmonger, no. I'm not sure if Zog's really into fish. Zog's he likes to eat a lot, actually. He does. In fact, the only reason... He likes to eat so much that the only reason he's not a fat bastard is because he does all this exercise. Otherwise, he would be. But it has to be said, he's a definite carnivore, is Zog. He likes a bit of venison, beef, boar meat, whatever. You probably won't see him buying cakes and sweet rolls and things like that. It's not this kind of thing. I mean, look at him. These teeth were made for eating meat, not cakes. So, speaking of food, the food bag. Oh. What do we have food-wise? We've got 2 slabs of venison. Obviously, it's there's no way to cook food in this game, even with this primary needs mod. So we'll just have to assume this is obviously cooked venison or whatever, cooked potatoes, whatever. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. Are we hungry at all? Slightly thirsty. Right, we need to go find some more water. That canteen's empty, and all I've got left is booze. It's a bit early for that.
How are you? The type of septum moot is a nice place.
Maybe we can find
What?
a well in a different district that isn't poisoned, because the one here is. Annoyingly. Every time I go through one of those doors, I'm paranoid the game's going to crash or something. I have to admit, the game runs a lot slower when I'm recording than when I'm not. I'm using Marilla's action to record this at the moment.
How can I help you?
But I'm considering going back to using the X-Tory because it had less of a performance impact. I mean, I use Marilla's action just because it has a better user interface, and the files it records... Wow. The files it records are much smaller, which means I can do more of it. But honestly, I might go back to DX Story. I mean, for some reason, the NVIDIA CUDA support for Marilla's action seems to have disappeared from the options menu at one point or another. So it's not really helping me. Aha. Fill your empty canteen with water. Manage to drink the water, but you've had enough. Okay, fine. What is this? What is this? General Department. Government Treasury Officers. Oh, wow. Oh, man, this is why I love better cities. No, we can't go in there. Government offices. It adds a bunch of government offices and stuff to the game. That's so cool. This is brilliant. You see, one of the things I always loved about Morrowind was the fact that it had places like that served pretty much no purpose, to be honest with you. Quite often they weren't even used in quests or whatever. They were just there because they would be there, you know. In a city that's the seat of government for the Empire, there would be government offices and things around, you know. Like, I remember, you know, wandering around Vivek, and you found things like the Magistrate's Office and the Hall of Justice and the Hall of Wisdom and, you know, that sort of thing. Ordinator Barracks and that kind of stuff. And oh, it's a cat. It's a kitty cat. It's a kitty-mew! And one of the things Better Cities does is it adds stuff like this, you know? Fishmongers and grocers and banks and all the stuff you'd expect in a huge city like this. Oh, I love it. I really do. In some places, I will admit, it goes a little over the top. Yeah, sure, but on the whole, it really is an improvement. A big one. Palace Plaza District. Well, where are we then? We've got our map here. I'm going to use it because we've got our guide to the Imperial City with us, so... as you can see, yeah, it looks a bit different because of Better Cities. It's changed a few things. We've got, obviously, the Arcane University down here, the Arena District, which is a little bit bigger than it used to be, as you can see. We've also got the Prison District, but we've also got up here the Aristocratic District, which is new. That's the waterfront, with all the new bits and bobs, like the ships and things added here. You can't see it at the moment, but I have a new world map installed as part of the dynamic map mod, I think. And it's really good, actually. I'll show you it when we get out of the city. The arena. Fighting. So, needless to say, it loves a good fight. He is unaware at this point, however, that
Hi there.
there's Imperial officers everywhere. Why are you stalking me? You and that Nord in the steel armor. Leave me alone. It's starting to rain. I think it is.
Well met.
Yeah, he obviously has no idea at this point that you can actually sign up to fight in the arena. He just figures you can go there to watch fights and bet on them and that sort of thing. He could try gambling. He might try gambling, in fact, actually, if he wants to get more money, but I think he needs enough to start in the first place. Tiber Septim Hotel. Yeah, I don't think so. This is new. There's a bit of a weird bug with the rain, by the way. I've noticed. You can only see it if you're pointed in a certain direction. In the Imperial City, anyway. When you're out in the world, it doesn't matter. But if I'm pointed this way, I can see the rain. If I'm pointed this way, it's invisible. Kind of odd, but there it is. That is White Gold Tower. Oh no! Holy shit! Look at that! There's a flag on the top of the thing. Brilliant. But yeah, White Gold Tower. Zog, it's fairly safe to say, has never seen anything quite that big. Anything man-made, anyway. He's seen big-ass mountains before, obviously, but that's quite impressive. And impresses even him, even though he's not particularly impressed with the humans themselves. Not that he has anything really against them, although he has a bit of a bone to pick with certain Britons, because Britons, historically, I think, treat the orcs quite badly. But he doesn't hate all Bretons on principle or anything like that. But obviously he's not getting a very good impression of the place, because everyone he seems to talk to immediately hates him as soon as he opens his mouth. So, People's Library. He's half tempted to go in there, but he doesn't want to. So at least he doesn't want to be seen in a library. Am I moving a bit slower than I was earlier? I feel like I am. Oh, yeah, that would be... Wow, 1 point shouldn't make any difference, really, but... Hungry and slightly tired. Is there somewhere I can get a bite to eat? Yeah.
I prefer to just listen to
No, never mind, we'll just sit down here. Bread loaf.
conversations they have are
I'd do it.
laboring.
Yeah. Spot of lunch. Right then. Might as well continue on our way. I don't know what Zog is really looking for. I think he's just wandering around,
How goes it?
taking in the sights. I mean, because obviously I can't stress enough. Actually, he's kind of amazed at all this. This is just sort of totally unlike anything he's ever seen before. A huge city like this with these stone walls and towers and stuff like that. You know. Because obviously, even if he's been to towns and stuff up north in High Rock and that, he never will have seen anything like this before. This is just... I mean, look at that! It's so tall! Dizzyingly tall. What do we have here?
Speak.
Office of the Imperial Cult. Don't think we have any reason to go in there. Compound of the Order of the Hours. Ooh.
Good to see you.
This is the Temple of the One. Might as well pop in and have a look. As far as Zog and the gods are concerned, he's not a devotee of any particular god.
How are you today?
If he had to pick one, he'd be a little bit torn between, you know, a few. I mean, there it is, the Temple of the One. Impressive. Glowy as well. Unfortunately, with Oblivion Reloaded, you have to use the HDR lighting. I prefer the bloom, actually, to be honest with you, just because it's slightly less blindingly, dazzlingly glowy, but Whatever.
Greetings.
Yeah, he's not a religious fellow, really, honestly. For whatever reason, he was never, growing up, he was never taught the Code of Malakath, which a lot of orcs follow. He doesn't know why he was never taught the Code of Malakath. He was obviously told the story of how Trinimac became Malakath and that sort of thing. But he was never included in any of that kind of stuff when he was growing up in the clan, in the village where he lived. He doesn't, and to this day, he doesn't know why he wasn't included in any of that. But as a result, he's not strictly devoted to Malakath or Trinimac or whoever, in the way a lot of orcs are. And obviously, he spent a lot of time in the Legion as well, so he's had plenty of exposure to the Imperial pantheon as well. I mean, if he had to pick one Imperial god, it'd probably be Stendar, you know, because Stendar's the god of justice, I think. And it's sort of the patron god of the Imperial Legion, from what I remember, so he probably associates with Stendar more than anything else. He doesn't care much for sort of the religious politics of the day, though. I mean, back in Orsinium, I think, Gortwog, one of the things he did when he came to power was he banned the worship of Malakath, in favour of worshipping Trinimac instead, and it's all very confusing and silly as far as Zog's concerned. If the gods stay out of his way, he'll stay out of theirs. That's the end of it, as far as he's bothered. It's raining again, but we don't care. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Zog enjoys the rain. It's a free shower, you know, and you can get a drink too. Arboretum. Now we're about to enter an area which I think, yeah, the Arboretum. It's laggy as hell, apparently. This place seems to have been universally, kind of panned, really, by most other people I've seen play this game. But I've always liked it, to be honest with you. It turns the Arboretum from a kind of, you know, a glorified courtyard into a park. You know, where there's trees and plants and, you know, animals and things. Yeah, it's the sort of thing I can imagine there being in the middle of ancient Rome. It's where the senators would go at the end of the day to sort of discuss things and relax, you know. It's sort of a little bit of the wilderness within the walls, and when you consider the fact that it's not as if in Cyrodiil you can just go for a casual walk in the woods, you know, if you want to get a bit of fresh air, because you'll get horribly killed by a wolf or a bandit or something if you do that. So it almost makes sense to me that they would have something like this within the city, you know, lots of trees and plants and grass and few domesticated animals, like so. You know, I can imagine, for example, like, you know, on a Sunday, whatever the bloody equivalent is in the Tamriel calendar, you know, family goes out for the day, the blokes go off to the arena to watch the bloodshed, and the mothers take the kids here to see the, you know, the deer and stuff like that, and have a run around.
Greetings, orc.
Or whatever. So, anyway, needless to say, regardless of all that, Zog approves. He likes it. Zog kind of likes the outdoors and, I suppose you might say, nature. But he's not really a... He's not a fucking druid, although, is what I'm going to say, you know. He doesn't want to protect the sanctity of nature or anything like that. He just enjoys being outdoors and with all the plants and the forest and, you know, the animals and stuff like that. He's just more comfortable out in the open, in the wilderness, than he is in a city. So this is a place he could come if he was living here, he thinks, and relax. You know, find a quiet spot to sit and, you know, just chill. It's a little bit, you know, well kept and stuff, you know, compared to what he's used to, certainly, but better than sitting around in a tavern or something as far as he's concerned.
Greetings.
Arena district. As I said, one of his goals is to get his hands on a tent and bedroll and that sort of thing, camping equipment. Because I think ultimately he would much prefer to actually camp outside the city walls than actually, you know, sleep in an inn somewhere. I mean, paying someone to sleep for the privilege of being able to sleep in a bed, it's just a ridiculous concept to him almost. Well, this looks very different. I approve. I wonder who this statue's of. Tiber Septim, maybe? A couple of people sparring over there. That's the arena itself. Oh. What have we got up here? We've got the Admiralty. Wow. And the Joint Staff. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's locked, unsurprisingly. What else have we got? Look at this. What the hell is this about? Imperial Manor House. Whoa. Cool. Oh, tell me that's a player home. Tell me that's a player home of some kind. That's so awesome. Damn. Not really a Zog's thing, but still, I'm impressed. Pub 102.